Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we have to talk about China because some news out of China recently basically shows how they are a bellwether for how the internet should not be. Now, this is coming from the Register, and here's what's going on. China will conduct a 3-month blitz to cleanse the local internet of, quote, rumors and false information. Now, the nation's Cyberspace Administration this past Friday announced the plan, which calls for local tech companies to improve their ability to identify the source of rumors and fake news, and then punish the account holders that basically share false information with warnings, bans, and permanent suspensions. Not to mention, I'm sure the Chinese government will get wind of that as well and come knocking on some doors. Now, if a platform cannot get its act together, Beijing will ban the platform from accepting new users, and the platform will also expect to be publicly named and shamed. Now, local and regional governments have been told to increase their monitoring activities to assist the push and to improve their efforts to refute information that Beijing deems inappropriate. Now, China's conducted many such blitzes in the recent years with varying success. Now, the significance of this one is the timing of this. On October 16th, the Communist Party of China is going to conduct its 20th National Congress. That's an event where basically President Xi Jinping is expected to get a third term, which is unprecedented as that nation's leader. Now, acting to minimize online comment that basically could in any way, shape, or form, let's say disrupt this or degrade it in some way, shape, or form, and basically that appears to be the aim of this. So they are looking for basically information that they deem false about this Congress. However, though, as China already requires registration for many online services using verified real names, announcing this obviously ahead of this Congress kind of shows some weaknesses in essentially their massive surveillance apparatus. And when you've got 1 billion plus, basically members of your public, not all of them obviously are on the internet, but roughly 800 million of them are, you have to have a massive surveillance apparatus. And I think what's interesting about this is that we obviously have a problem with false information, disinformation, and misinformation the world over. But when we look at authoritarian regimes, oftentimes, if people are simply complaining and saying, well, this is unprecedented that, President Xi should get a third term, this goes against, let's say, the Chinese constitution, whatever they call their founding documents, that could be deemed false information even though it is actually accurate. A free and fair and open press, for example, does not really exist in China in the sense that China has the ability and runs most of the press. They have the ability to shut down independent news sources and essentially block them from disseminating their information online, even if it's accurate or not. And so the fear here is obviously that other countries are going to look at this and say, yeah, we want to do this. And if it's under the guise of, let's say, quashing false rumors, fake information, straight up disinformation, those are things that we need to look at. Those are things that we need to consider. Those are things that we need to essentially understand that we don't want out there in the world. But at the same token, if you are in a free society, you have the right to free speech, whether people disagree with that or not. The goal is intent, I think, and that is a very difficult thing to look at or even prove. Is my intent to share this information willingly, even though it's incorrect because I have a desire to help others and I really believe this? Or am I intentionally creating something to sow confusion in there? And that is something that is very difficult. So where we see China go, we're going to see many other countries go as China continues to ramp up their surveillance, remove privacy and everything else. And so we have to find, I think, over here, in places where there's more free internet, the balance between actually finding and killing what is actually disinformation versus letting the government say, oh, this puts us in an unfavorable light, even though it's true. Now it's fake. And that is, I think, something that we have to adjust for. So there you go. That is your news of the day. Here we are. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where you'll get no propaganda from me, ideally. And as always, stay safe. Oh, and follow me on YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everyone.